Hey, this is Art from display.dev. So we just finished a feature in our onboarding flow. And I want to show how builders and designers can use display.dev to prototype new features and take them from an idea to an actual shipped feature really, really easily. So a little bit of backdrop. We have a feature called Try Without an Account. That lets anyone or anyone's agent to publish an artifact within display.dev without creating an account. But more specifically, there is a small button here called Publish This Sample that lets anyone just use, just click on this and you get an example document that shows how display.dev works basically. Publish this sample, you get an idea of like what an artifact could be. So I wanted to use this feature within our onboarding flow. So anyone would be able to go from, hey, I signed up, how do I use it? To, hey, I clearly understand how to use this. So they could really publish it really fast. So that was the initial task. Now, the way I did it was I went to Claude Code, which is my main coding agent. Claude has access to my repository. So it knows all the context about my product and my product design. And I asked it to use the prototype skill, which is a way Carl, my technical co-founder, and myself use display.dev most. We prototype design explorations all the time. We give feedback on these, and then we take the winning solutions to actual production. And that's exactly what we did here. So first of all, I asked, hey, do you have access to the prototype skill? It did. And then I gave my agent the task. I read it in with Whisper. It was like, hey, I want to use the try it without an account feature. I want you to use the explore function of the prototype skill to give me a couple of different design options. And then I wanted to also include a sample page, a HTML or Markdown page that should include an overview of what display.dev is, how to use it, yada, yada, yada. That's really it. So that's what we did. And what we got in return was a design exploration. So here we go. So this was the prototype that Claude Code created. Gave us 3 different directions: fallback, peer, and sample first. We can look at it, dark and light modes. We can look at it different devices. We can also, if we click on something, we can reset the prototype really easily and go back to step 1. Below, we see also the key design elements side by side. So it's really easy for us to look at, hey, what do we really want? So I really personally like the last one, the sample first panel. So here I see a high fidelity artifact already. I get a clear idea. It's pretty compact, and I really just liked it ultimately. Initially, like the mobile version had an error, so I added a comment and asked it to fix that error. So we went to version 2, and the agent rebuilt the prototype. So what we did was like, hey, I like option C, so let's build a spec for this and actually build a feature inside the application. So we went from a pretty simple idea of what we wanted to do to a prototype within minutes to an actually built feature that I could create a pull request for. Now, this is actually shipped, so I can show you how it looks like now. So here, this is the onboarding page that everyone sees when they sign up first. The first prompt is connect your agent, and then the other routes are install your command line tools or publish a file now, which was what we wanted to improve. And here we have the thing, hey, this is your first artifact. I made a small update here. And then here, if I click on publish now, I see, hey, this is how it works. And we have our first artifact here. Pretty simple, right? And all of this took me, basically 10 minutes or so to actually, set up. Really easy to prototype. We can go back and forth within comments with Carl on like what we like, which direction we like, whether we think like some copy should be different. All of that happens here. Like we can add comments. I don't know. Please use in bold and so on. And then the agents or Carl or someone else can ship a new version of the same artifact here. So that's really it. That's how you go from an idea to a prototype of different design directions to a shipped feature inside your product. And that's exactly one of the key ways that teams use display.dev on a daily basis, to use the design explorations to see what the actual production applications could look like, how websites could look like, and then they collaborate with them across different tools. One final note, this can happen in Claude Code, in Codex, in Hermes, whatever you use. Carl uses Codex. I use Claude Code mainly as my daily driver. Whatever you want. It can be your ChatGPT work. It can be your Claude Code work, and so on. Try it out and let me know if you have any cool applications that you've built with it.